Me too. Hey, it's Monday, and it's March 24th. Blue Sheet.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
By end of class today, we will have Blue Sheet done, except for number 48. And so I'll jump around and answer all the rest of those. This is for a grade. You are turning it in a week. This is going to be your first homework assignment that we have, actually your only homework assignment we have for the fourth 9 weeks. It goes in as a 20-point grade, since in theory it should be an easy homework assignment since I've given you all of the answers. So you have until next Tuesday, that's when you turn it in, because that's when we take our final test and you'll turn it in right after the test. Also, just so you're aware, you have to also turn it in to get a passing grade. If not, then that's when next week you'll be standing up every day working on it until eventually you get all the bits filled in. So just figured I'd give you a heads up in case you're a kid that has a completely blank sheet. And your fourth 9 weeks thing is posted over here. It is basically just whatever your grade was last week, because that was the only really grade we've had so far. And I'm assuming no one else has camp stuff for me, making sure as I'm going through making groups and stuff like that. Hi, Diana.
What's stock?
That's a misspelled word. Oh, my freeze is still up there. We should. Anyone, it is a Jaden. Go you. People who are interested. There we go. This. If you are wanting to do it in the 15 seconds or less, we can still give you points. We can help you out from there. Again, I believe. Who is that? It would be Presley is still the fastest at 10.9. I've had a lot of 13s, 1 to 12, and from there. All right, 1 second. Home children, we're going to pause it so you're not going to have to listen to kids talk. All right, now we're back. We now have a new lower time of 10.4 and a second place time of 11.7.
You got 11.7.
And blue sheet wise, so 48 we're going to do tomorrow. That is going to be part of the story that we're going to get into at the underworld. The other ones, things that we've not had a chance to get through, I'm going to jump around. I think I know most of the ones kids have struggled with. We'll see how well I do. 31, the god of sworn oaths, is a god we talked about by the name of Styx. And what new form does she take? And did we talk about what happens when you swear on her?
You die.
Unless you're a god. You get what?
You get turned into a human.
There
You
you
get turned into
vaporized.
Turned into a human and brought down. Michael.
I made a Minecraft world and I made the glue sticks and I put like drowned in it.
Hey.
Hey, good for you, bro.
I put like lava in it. It looks so cool.
The 3 fates. The first fate is Clotho. Second one?
Clotho.
Jesus.
Yeah, that one.
And the last one is Athropos. Or Atropos. Apparently you can't read our own handwriting.
Wait. No, I just can't.
And what job does Clotho have?
Toto is, he's the first one. She's the first one.
God,
That's the string.
Create
It's the second
string.
one. The second one measures and the third one cuts it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Made, measured, cut. 3 main ways of looking at it. It's also on your white sheet. 35. Did we talk about the god of victory?
Yes, we did.
Nike.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wait, is that what the company's from?
So with Nike, she was the god of victory. She was a friend of Athena, the one that is up there, and she was one of the only gods in Greek mythology to have wings, sort of like an actual angel. And it was thought that she would show up during battles and fights when you were praying to her, and she would hopefully help your side win overall. With that, because her being the god of victory, fast forward to the 1950s, and there is a new company coming out with athletic shoes, and they say if you wear our shoes when you play sports, you are going to win at everything you do. And so to prove that, they named their company after the god of victory. That company being?
Nike. Well, they actually used to be a different name.
And what is Nike's symbol?
Like,
Just do it.
like
So that swoosh is actually supposed to connect to the Greek mythology and her.
It's a very big stick.
With her wings, the reason they made it this is it's supposed to be her wing cutting through the air. So it's supposed to be the wing as it swoops forward and then pushes backwards, which is why they put the little symbols on the shoes on the side, is they were supposed to be pushing you forward to help you
They
win.
don't do anything.
So that's where that whole Nike thing comes in.
They're just shoes. They don't do anything.
Jemiah has the license on.
Then also the those of you who play Fortnite this past weekend,
Don't do it.
they actually had the skin for Nike in there. And in the thing one, her back bling is wings, because again, her being the winged god. And her emote that came with it in the wings, it's kind of hard to see from there, but they had little swooshes that were in the wings, because it's that connection and that throwback to the original thing. So just a connection with Nike. Jumping down to 60. What was the world shaped like?
A flat surface.
There you go. Giant flat plate. Then what was the sky shaped like? So the bowl was not like a dome on top of it. It was like a bowl, like for breakfast cereal that was sitting on top of a mountain. And so this was what they thought the whole world was. Giant flat plate with a giant bowl sitting on top of a mountain. Who is between the mountain and the bowl?
Mount Olympus.
Atlas is the one holding it up. Here in the middle, there's this giant body of water that they saw that was in the middle of all of this land. If I were to tilt this up, it kind of would look like a donut because they thought the world was a big round thing. And then in the middle where you would see the hole, instead there was a big body of water there. Those of you who have paid attention in social studies, you may know what it is. Here you have Spain, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Northern Africa.
So the world is a donut.
The body of water in the middle of all those, nicely done. That is where the Mediterranean Sea comes in. Diana,
Is there going to be Diana in it?
Not yet.
I mean there is in Roman mythology, that's Athena's name. Mediterranean Sea actually comes from two Greek words.
Meditate.
Is it the
and
one that's all the
terrain.
way over here?
Meditate and terrain.
You're close. The first one is Medi, M-E-D-I, and then what Simeon was saying, the second one,
Terrain.
there
So
you
I
go.
was Athena this whole time?
Yes.
Actually, it's not Athena, sorry, it is Artemis. Athena, his name is, no. I'm sorry, Diana, Artemis.
Diana's
Oh,
not
the M, the, oh my goodness, the brain, not doing the brainy things.
So I'm not
I
a
think
goddess,
Athena's
or I
asleep.
have to be a
No.
different goddess?
Anyway, it's on the waist.
Minerva.
Minerva, thank you. Brain was not brain.
You're the god of your name.
In Greek, Medi, M-E-D-I, is the same thing where you get the size of your shirt from, medium, which means,
Medium terrain.
Middle.
good job, Simeon. So Medi or medium, because that's why it's a medium shirt, is because it's between small and large. It's in the middle of the two of them. And you guys know what Terran is?
Terrain.
Land. So the reason it was called the Mediterranean is because they thought it was in the middle of the land. Again, the giant donut that got William all excited. They thought that this water was in the middle of that donut. So they called it that body of water,
Delicious donut.
middle of the land, water. And so even to this day, it's still called middle of the land, even though we know it's not in the middle of the land now. Back then, they had no idea the Atlantic Ocean was a thing, let alone the Pacific
Wait,
Ocean.
she's still recording.
Record the whole time.
Hi, YouTube.
That way they can hear you lose points. Then I'm going to go back and there's some that I figure I would touch on that you may have, but others may have struggled with. 46. Who is Persephone?
The lady that Zeus likes, and he turns into a duck, and then
Demeter's
he eats her.
Close. That was the other one.
Wait, what?
Demeter's
She
who?
was tricked by eating the pomegranates.
And there you go. Demeter's daughter, and she was tricked because she's the one that ate the pomegranate seeds when she was down in the underworld. What are the only two seasons that exist?
Summer and winter.
When they're together, what season is it?
5 months.
Summer.
And when they're apart?
5 months.
There you go.
What?
Wait.
What do you mean 5 months?
Michael?
Are you doing 33?
I have no idea. Guess we'll find out by the end.
33.
Learning is the bestest.
Why didn't you just put it in order?
Why more fun my way? To see which kids pay attention. They will roll their eyes at me.
32 of gods who could give you talents.
Not yet. Give yourself time. I'm sorry, you hair flipped me. So 48 we'll get to tomorrow. Oh. 52. What 2 things does Prometheus show mankind how to do?
Make fire and trick Zeus.
Set of
So-
sacrifices?
That's what I'm looking for. So people keep getting the trick Zeus, but that's not the whole point of the teaching. It was the whole teaching of sacrifices. It was just, that was the whole thing with the cow and the cow skin and the bones. We talked about the, oh, they probably should go back and watch the video, I guess. I know. It's a good thing I record class.
Wait, he wasn't here.
I don't know. I don't pay
Yeah, I
attention.
don't think she was here.
53. How did Zeus get tricked with sacrifices?
He picked the disgusting rainbow.
There you go. That's where you got the fat with the rainbow bones and the cow and the skin and the fur.
How does he have my sticks?
54.
Why did he say that?
Why does Zeus not want man to have fire?
Because they'll burn down the world.
Prophecy is one, and the other thing
Hey, Zeus came true.
doesn't want to make the weapons so they can go pokey pokey hurdy hurdy, and then because the prophecy of the oracle is saying the world's going to burn down. Hello again, Michael.
For 54, I just put that humans are dumb and stupid and really dumb and stupid.
Okay.
So would that count?
I mean, it's just no.
Why
Victor.
Is it? I couldn't find room to put both of them, so can I just put one of them?
No.
So the idea for all of these is one, when I check it next week, just to make sure your answers are close, but this is also to help you on tests coming up. So if you just put one of them, as long as you know both of them, then you should be good to go.
Okay.
So that's the idea behind it, was trying to help you. 55. What was Prometheus's punishment?
Torch
He got changed to a
Mountain.
mountain.
and an eagle eating his
No,
intestines.
the
There you
sun
go.
comes down and it'll burn him, and then the eagle was
Bird.
There you go. All 3 of that. Burning, chained to mountain, and eagle going nibble nibble. How long was it supposed to last?
Forever until he said something about.
There you go. Why does he not just die from it?
Because
it's a
it's
magical bird.
He
Because
probably
he's a
wanted
god.
to die, but he was not able to
He
die.
kept getting
He
healed.
just kept healing back.
Imagine getting your intestines eaten.
What question did Prometheus have to answer before being freed?
Who is gonna overthrow
Who's gonna
Zeus?
overthrow him,
There
and
you
who's
go.
the mother who's gonna overthrow him?
Why does he not answer?
Because he doesn't
Because
want to
he's a
live
good
with
guy.
killing somebody.
Which is going to take us to our next question. Yes, he was trying to be a good person and knew that as soon as he gave up a name, Zeus would just kill that person because Zeus is not a good guy. Quite the opposite.
He's just very friendly with women, though.
Stop.
So 57 is not from the notes really or stories. This was just kids asking me the question, so I added it to the blue sheet. So on here it says back during this big war where you have Zeus and Cronus fighting each other. Prometheus looks into the future, and when he does, he sees any god on Kronos' side. What's going to happen to them?
Get tortured.
How tortured?
Prison.
Getting thrown into Tartarus.
Nice one. So then he looks into the future and sees that he can switch sides. If he does, he also is going to get tortured. What's his torture here?
Zeus.
Chained to the mountain by Zeus. So both of them are going to lead to him being tortured. Eventually here, he does get freed, but I don't even know if he can see that far into the future, because it's way down the line here. So there's not much point in switching if you're going to get tortured. So something happens along this path that allows Prometheus to be a good person. That's why he switches.
Oh. I was gonna say something else.
What were you
I
going
was
to say?
gonna say if he chose Kronos' side, Zeus would end up taking him out and asking him questions anyway.
Possibly. Well, I mean, but Zeus didn't know that he knew some of those answers. But
Well, yeah, but he knew that he could see into the future, so why would he just like?
you would think so. I don't know.
What? No.
That would require Zeus to be smart.
And he's not smart.
He did that one time.
One time. And so here, what is it that we looking for? Ah, this kid found him. What is it that Prometheus is able to do along this path that he didn't do there?
Be a good person.
What? There you go. So for Prometheus, that's all it comes down to. At least this direction, he's able to help humans and be a good person. He says he wanted to be a good guy and help the humans survive. He knew that we would have a tough existence without fire. If he did not switch sides, then they would still be trying to eat fat and bones without fire and just nibbling on them. It would be a rough life. So he's trying to help them as best he can. 58. Who does Zeus create as a punishment to man?
Pandora.
Pandora.
What is a Pandora?
A woman.
A
A
woman.
beautiful
The
woman.
perfect
A
woman.
woman. What makes her perfect?
She has
Faith.
She's made
She
every.
got
every-
hold
every
of
god
the best
has
thing
made
she
She has a
her
brain.
The fact that all of them gave her gifts or abilities. Remember, her name Pandora, meaning many gifts. That's the main part with Pandora, is the fact that she is a beautiful woman who has all of these gifts from the gods. Except, what's her true downfall?
Curious.
That whole curiosity thing, and that's when Zeus sets her up. Which god does Zeus give her to?
Epimetheus.
And that's when she gets to marry Epimetheus. Then, 59.
59.
How did Pandora release evil?
I don't know.
She
There
opened
you
the
go.
box.
Curiosity and opening the box. Is Pandora evil?
No, she's perfect.
She is technically gaslit. Zeus created her with the idea of her taking blame. It's not an accident that she takes the blame. It was why Zeus had her created in the first place. The whole point was for her to exist so that she would take the blame for all of this, and that way Zeus could come across looking kind of innocent, and women would get blamed, even though women did nothing wrong except exist.
Are you sure they
In
didn't do everything?
theory, all of your blue sheet should be done except for number 48. If you have a question on one, you can ask. I won't tell you the answer, but I can tell you where to find it. Maya?
You know what 51 is?
Do you know what the 51 says?
What mistakes was made during
He forgot to make
the
humans.
creation?
Yep, that's when Epimetheus was making humans.
He for-
Victor?
Can I have my iPad so I can take a picture of it?
Sure. Simeon?
Where do you get questions 30 to 60?
Probably from the stories or from the videos or from your brain. And then, oh, did you write on my blue sheet? Because now you don't have to. You bought it. You had to write your answers on a separate piece of paper. If you wrote them on the blue sheet, it's your blue sheet now. So we'll just sell it to you and you'll be good to go. That way you don't have to take a picture. Annalise,
Number 33.
what's 33 say?
Who were the muses?
That's your white sheet. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. Fun learning on that one too. Presley, what's 45 say?
Betty White.
What's 45 say louder?
TikTok.
Sacrificing. Sacrificing.
Okay. We are going to be heading over to library here in a moment. With library, they have activity for us, so you're going to be putting everything on those little back stuff shelf thingies. And then, yeah, over there. Thank you. I'm still teaching. Over there. I'm still teaching. Thank you. And from there, you are going to bring a writing utensil, pen or pencil, up to you, up to the little sitting area with the couches and stuff like that. They also have little paddles you're going to pick up, which is going to have Taylor Swift's face on one side and an old guy on the other side. The old guy is Edgar Allan Poe, who is an old artist, or sorry, not artist, writer and poet. We read a poem by Edgar Allan Poe earlier this year. The one that dealt with angels and love,
Because you're not listening to Taylor Swift.
Annabelle Lee.
Oh!
So there you go. Still ignoring you. It's okay. Still ignoring you. It's okay. And so, thank you for your points. That's why I was trying to let him know I wasn't calling on him, but yelling out is another way of doing it. So with that, you're going to have a seat when you get in there, and then use writing utensil, and then pick up one of the little things. And they're going to be having us do a game where you have to figure out something between either Taylor Swift or Edgar Allan Poe. I just wanted you to know who Edgar Allan Poe was, the fact that we know him from his poetry and stuff like that. Those of you who have questions and issues, now you can come talk to me. Otherwise, we are heading over.